her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
This is the breaking news alert that has completely shaken the basketball world. What you're about to hear is being presented as something far bigger than a rumor, speculation, or ordinary controversy. A massive and unprecedented move is now being claimed, one that could dramatically change the landscape of women's basketball forever. The unthinkable, according to this explosive narrative, has happened. After weeks of what critics have described as toxic coaching decisions and alleged sabotage, Caitlin Clark has reportedly reached her breaking point. The claim is that she has packed her bags, slammed the door on the Indiana Fever, and signed a jaw-dropping, historic $1 million deal to leave the WNBA behind. And the story gets even more dramatic. The stars allegedly behind this massive offer are said to have publicly criticized head coach Stephanie White, creating a firestorm around the Fever organization. So, let's rewind and examine the controversy surrounding these shocking claims. For weeks, fans and commentators have intensely debated the Indiana Fever's coaching decisions and offensive strategy. Some critics have argued that Caitlin Clark was not being utilized in the way they expected, claiming that the ball was taken out of her hands and that her elite playmaking ability was not being fully featured in the offense. Online reactions quickly turned into accusations that these decisions were intentional, with some fans framing the situation as a personal battle between the team's superstar and its head coach. The narrative then takes another dramatic turn. Caitlin Clark is undeniably one of the biggest stars in women's basketball, and speculation began spreading that other leagues and organizations could potentially be interested in bringing her aboard. Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, the co-founders of Unrivaled, were suddenly pulled into the conversation as fans speculated about whether a major opportunity outside the traditional WNBA structure could ever emerge. According to the explosive claims circulating online, executives connected to the new league had been closely watching the situation in Indiana. Supporters of Clark argued that they saw an opportunity to make an aggressive move and potentially offer her something unprecedented. Behind closed doors and away from the public spotlight, the story claims that a massive play was being prepared, one that could send shockwaves throughout women's basketball. But as the rumors spread, one major question remains: did this really happen, or is the internet once again turning speculation into the biggest basketball story of the year?
Play.
And what were you thinking when it came to how you started this game?
Mind you, this is a part of coaching. The whole first 3 quarters, Aaliyah Boston was basically playing point guard. Jonquel Jones was tearing her ass up the whole first half. You know why? Jonquel Jones was actually playing center. She was posting up, getting busy in the paint. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston was hubbing around the 3-point line, bringing the ball up the court more than Caitlin Clark. Take a listen to Jonquel Jones.
I was thinking that I really wanted to.
I was like, who's talking right now?
You're being quite theatrical. The theater is fun.
I'm just messing with you.
The theater is fun. It's theater.
I was just wanting to start the game aggressively. Again, going back to the matchups that we had with them previously, I felt like they were the team that kind of like set the tone with the level of aggression and I guess the level of intention to start the game. And I just wanted to make sure that I was doing my part to make sure that we came up with a different level of aggression and to be able to just kind of set the tone and let them know that like it wasn't going to be a night where everything was going to be easy for them, or that they were coming into our house and we just wanted things to be difficult.
And Stewie, for you, I guess just obviously with Leo in the fold and being able to put her out on the floor with lineups with you, with Rebecca Allen, I guess just what did you learn about what your defense is able to do?
Leo didn't have to do that much. Watch this, because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing point guard today.
According to the explosive reports circulating online, Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier allegedly reached out directly to Caitlin Clark with an unprecedented offer to leave the Indiana Fever and join their league. The claims describe a fully guaranteed multi-million-dollar contract, potential ownership opportunities, greater control over her offensive role, and a promise of an environment where her style of play would be fully supported. The story says Clark didn't hesitate, but that is where the controversy supposedly escalated. According to the same unverified narrative, Stewart and Collier weren't simply interested in adding one of basketball's biggest stars. They allegedly wanted to send a powerful message about how star players should be treated. In a dramatic press conference storyline, they were said to have stepped in front of the microphones and delivered a blistering response to the controversy surrounding Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever, refusing to hide behind polite PR language. However, these contract details, private conversations, and alleged statements have not been independently verified and should be treated as claims rather than confirmed facts.
Go to Miami, they play there for 6 weeks, and it was just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million. So a lot of the details of this television deal have not been revealed just yet, but there was one unconfirmed report that said that all this money might not be guaranteed to Unrivaled and that they do have viewership goals for this first season and seasons to come. If that is true, then that's something to keep in mind when we talk about the offer that might be given to Caitlin Clark. Now, this is also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting Caitlin Clark. The Unrivaled League has 26 of their 30 players already, and they have been announcing players for the past 3 months. And there has been speculation throughout the entire WNBA season if Caitlin Clark would be joined.
They allegedly slammed the Indiana Fever head coach in front of the entire basketball world. In this dramatic version of events, Breanna Stewart reportedly leaned toward the microphone and criticized what she described as a troubling situation in Indiana, arguing that a generational point guard should never be removed from the center of an offense because of internal conflict or personal issues. The story then claims that Nafisa Collier followed with an even stronger response, accusing the coaching staff of failing the team and arguing that the league needed to do more to protect its biggest stars. According to the viral narrative, Unrivaled was presented as an alternative environment where players could have greater opportunities and support. However, these explosive quotes and allegations should be independently verified before being presented as fact, as the claims of deliberate sabotage, exact statements, and behind-the-scenes actions may be unconfirmed.
Fever. So I don't want to give a damn. I don't want to hear nothing about her missing them 2 damn free throws. Let's finish reading the tweets. Sick of this, man. Sick of this. Time and time again, we got to go through this. Ryan Loves Ball stated, Stephanie White is just anxious. Is just an atrocious coach. She has the best show on the planet, starting at point guard. And yet, we have to watch this boring motion offense trip. Caitlin basically has to force her looks since the set offense is to take the ball out of her hands. I didn't even want to speak about forcing shots. She forced shots against Dallas. She forced them again tonight. Caitlin Clark is a rhythmic player. She has to get in rhythm to play, to shoot well. And we ain't going to go over Caitlin points yet. I don't even know. I don't even remember how many damn points she got. I'm just so freaking mad. Shout out to Mar. Mar stated, when has this type of basketball ever won anything? You have the best point guard on the team acting like a shooting guard. Why in the hell are you playing the game the opposing team wants to play? And if you're going to play her at the 2, why aren't you drawing up plays for her? Because they're drawing up plays for Kelsey Mitchell. Live Wire stated, I'm annoyed. 2 games back-to-back. Stephanie White runs the offense, and the Fevers look like ish. Stagnant. Sets. No good screens. No push. Just ish. What product are y'all selling here? Why is CC not running the damn?
The backlash from the press conference was reportedly immediate, sending shockwaves through the Indiana Fever organization. As online claims about a potential $1 million Unrivaled offer and the alleged criticism of the Fever's coaching decisions spread across social media, the situation quickly turned into a major controversy. The viral narrative even claims that Stephanie White was overwhelmed by the fallout and became emotional behind closed doors, realizing just how intense the public reaction had become. Fans and commentators began debating whether the team's coaching decisions had created unnecessary tension and whether Caitlin Clark's role had been properly managed. But while the story paints a dramatic picture of a franchise in complete chaos, there is an important distinction between viral allegations and verified reporting. There is currently no reliable confirmation for claims that White broke down in tears, begged the front office for help, or that Clark had actually signed $1 million deal to leave the Fever. What is undeniable is that the controversy has created a massive conversation about Caitlin Clark, coaching decisions, and the future direction of the Indiana Fever.
The sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing. And I'm glad that a WNBA player is finally saying this out loud, admitting to it, because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season. We have talked about it so much on this channel. She has raised overall viewership. Like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin Clark play. The list goes on, but there have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA. And so I'm really glad that Nafisa, being confident enough in herself, knowing that she is arguably the best player in the world, she is able to say these things out loud. However, I do think that this push for Caitlin Clark has come a little bit late in the game. I want to compare what were the rumblings that we're hearing about the offer that Unrivaled will make to Caitlin. I want to compare that to what Ice Cube offered Caitlin before the Big Three season began. I commend Ice Cube because you have to think about the type of egos that play in the Big Three. And I do sideline reporting for the Big Three for those of you who don't know, so I'm like very well.
The controversy has now expanded far beyond the Indiana Fever, with the viral narrative claiming that WNBA executives are facing an unprecedented crisis over Caitlin Clark's future. According to the dramatic storyline, league officials are allegedly scrambling to respond to speculation that Clark could leave the Fever for Unrivaled, while concerns about television ratings, arena attendance, and sponsorships have exploded across social media. Some fans have even argued that the league's biggest commercial asset is Caitlin Clark herself, making any potential departure a major business story. The narrative goes even further by blaming Stephanie White's coaching decisions for supposedly putting the WNBA's financial future at risk and portraying Unrivaled's interest in Clark as a massive coup. But these claims, including alleged panic among league executives, sponsor threats, financial losses, and Clark officially leaving for Unrivaled, remain unverified and should not be presented as confirmed facts without reliable reporting. What is clear is that the debate over Caitlin Clark's role has become one of the biggest ongoing conversations in women's basketball.
Your league, I feel like it was a missed opportunity. 3-on-3 is already hard to get more people involved in. You're doing a brand new kind of 3-on-3 on a shorter court. It's brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, I mean, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. Like, it's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big draw, you know, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I think Caitlin was that person that they absolutely needed. So do I think Caitlin Clark should join Unrivaled? I'm not so sure. I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be at least what Cube offered her for the Big Three at minimum. And even with that, Caitlin Clark doesn't need any money. She has plenty of endorsement deals. I think she is totally fine. And I think for her body and for her mental health, it might not be the best thing for her, because I can only imagine what it was like being in her shoes throughout this entire WNBA season. Not only the kind of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the like media circus surrounding her off the court. Like, that just had to have been so much to handle. And so I don't know if jumping right back into another league that has not been established yet. And for the record, I like Breanna Stewart. I love Nafisa Collier. I don't want this league to fail. I think basketball is great if we have another league. I think if it's similar to the Big Three and it gives women another place to go instead of going overseas during the offseason, I think that that's fantastic. I hope it does succeed. But I think Caitlin Clark stepping into a league that hasn't been established yet, through the firestorm that she has had to go through in the WNBA, who's to say that once she gets into Unrivaled, all of these narratives, all of these, your fan base is this, all of this starts up again? And who's to say if Unrivaled has a fantastic...
The entire league is in a state of unprecedented chaos. WNBA owners are reportedly demanding that Stephanie 14:44 14 minutes, 44 seconds. White be fired immediately and publicly humiliated just to appease the angry mobs of fans who are currently canceling their season tickets by the thousands. 14:53 14 minutes, 53 seconds. But it is already too late. The damage is done. 15:0015 Minutsineer got no REA and the deceit law denied the man all. 15:0915 minutes, 9 seconds. Gandas and likes to up 10 Cyprus of a lead that actually values her and she is never looking back. Now I need to hear 15:16 15 minutes, 16 seconds from every single one of you watching this absolute madness right now. Go absolutely crazy in the comment section down below. Are you cheering for Caitlyn? 15:25 15 minutes, 25 seconds. Clark taking music, this $1 million unrivaled deal to escape that toxic locker room. Do you agree with Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Keir? Absolutely. 15:34 15 minutes, 34 seconds, music, destroying Stephanie White on national television? And how happy does it make you to know that Coach White is currently crying in her office knowing she ruined her own career?
It's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous, man. The Indiana Fever, just Leonie Feebage being back was big for the New York Liberty. Leonie Feebage had 20 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in her return. She had a hell of a second half. She started shooting the cover off the ball from the 3-point line. Sabrina Ionescu had 12 points, 4 assists. She wasn't very impactful. 1 of 5 from 3. Jonquel Jones, 19 and 10. Breanna Stewart, 22, 8 and 7. She balled. But I thought Michaela Timpson battled with Breanna Stewart. I thought Maisha Hines-Allen and Breanna and Michaela Timpson battled their ass off down there. Aaliyah Boston missed the key layup, man. We could have went up 1. She missed the key layup. But at the end of the day, This falls on coaching, man. The head coach made the decision to play the center at point guard for the first 3 quarters of this game, pretty much. She decided to have Aaliyah Boston play point guard. Aaliyah Boston brought the ball up the floor more than anybody else in this game. More than Kelsey Mitchell, more than Caitlin Clark, more than Sophie. Shout out to Sophie, man. Sophie, you passed the ball to Caitlin and you knocked down a couple threes. Sophie had 10 off the bench. Sophie and Maisha Hines-Allen look like our only playable players off the bench. It just is what it is. This Indiana Fever team's not good, but Stephanie White made the decision to play Aaliyah Boston at point guard and play Caitlin Clark at...
Now it's your turn to speak. Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell us what you think about the Caitlin Clark controversy, the Indiana Fever, and the growing conversation surrounding Unrivaled. Do you believe Caitlin deserves a bigger role in the offense, or should the Fever stay the course? If you want more unfiltered WNBA reactions, breaking updates, and analysis, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next story. And remember, we'll be watching closely for any verified developments involving Caitlin Clark, Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever, or Unrivaled. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.